Right now, a wildfire continues to rage in Sevier County. It is 30% contained at this hour, covering 3,700 acres. Authorities tell us they have evacuated 11,000 homes, and that fire has touched at least 100 buildings. We do have team coverage from the fire, from the shelters where people can seek help, to Wears Valley Road, now partially closed. We begin tonight with John Becker, who is live from the command center at Valley View Baptist Church. John, bring us up to date.
Robin, we have seen active helicopter water drops on the Smoky Hills behind me. That is just part of this fight. We'll take you to the ground momentarily, but just some numbers to keep in mind. This fire was about 250 acres this time yesterday, now at more than 3,700 acres. But here is a good sign. You mentioned it, Robin. Firefighters are gaining ground from 0% contained yesterday to 30% contained today. That is a big takeaway, and you can see they'll be on that fire line tonight as well. I want to bring in my colleague Cole Sullivan with more on what he saw today. Cole, they took you right up to areas that they're concerned about reigniting.
And about 11,000 families, as we heard, are currently waiting, wondering what's happened to their homes. Well, we got to see up close some of the areas that burned last night, and firefighters there are still working to save those houses. From the ground to the air, as firefighters battled thousands of acres of flames, we drove the ridges that burned overnight. Crews in yellow turnout gear still dot the side of this mountain road. They recount an inferno nearly engulfing these rental cabins.
You can see how close the fire got up around these houses.
It left burned air conditioning units and smoldering logs along the narrow pass.
It is tough to navigate. You've got steep hillsides, narrow roads, entrances and exits all over the place, and then you've got these cabins.
The effort to save the structures continued Thursday, even as the smoke from the active firefight moved over the next ridge. Weather helped containment efforts. But now their attention is turned to hot spots like this. They say these can reignite the fire in places where they've already put it out.
So mop up is just as important as suppressing the fire, because if you don't mop up well, you're probably not going to contain your fire.
Cutting apart the trees spreads out the heat. Crews keep a close eye on leaves. They say they can dry out and light up again in as little as an hour, especially as the wind continues to blow. Firefighters use dozers to cut lines like this through the woods, trying to stop the fire from spreading. Now they serve as fire breaks to stop it if it reignites. Dozer tread marks from the firefight scar the driveway of these cabins, a reminder of how close they came to burning to the ground. And this was in the Deerfield Lodge area, but the same story is playing out over and over again across the 3,700 acres of this fire. As of right now, we still do not know what caused the flames. Our coverage continues with Grace King, who's joining me live now in Pigeon Forge proper. Grace, bring us up to date on what you're seeing there.
Cole, there still aren't many evacuees here, but they are expected to have more later this afternoon. In terms of injuries, so far there have been no deaths reported, but Mayor Larry Waters said 2 firefighters were treated for minor injuries on site. They are expected to be okay. A contractor was more seriously injured and flown to UT Hospital.
We had one civilian that was flown to UT yesterday. He was working, I believe, on a bulldozer in an area up there, and the fire overcame him.
That contractor is Bradley Stone Jr., according to his wife, Coda. She said Bradley's been touch and go throughout the day, struggling with pain and swelling, but that he's very thankful to be alive and getting great care. At the moment, her family is asking for the community to pray for his recovery. With the winds, conditions out here can change quickly, and we've seen more and more people be asked to evacuate, even in the last hour, from their homes in that Wears Valley area. Everyone's welcome to come to the Pigeon Forge Community Center. They'll be open tonight, but I'll turn it now to my colleague Vinay for more.
Grace, thank you. Here at Wears Valley Road, this road closed at about 4:15 in the afternoon today. At 3:15, they reopened this road after it was closed for most of the day. Then they closed it again. The crews here are telling me at this checkpoint that they closed it again because a fire back there had kicked up again. We were back there for that 1 hour that it was open, and there was a lot of smoke, a lot of fire crews racing inside to fix that, and then we were told we had to leave. Now, this is what the situation is here. It's affecting a lot of tourists and a lot of people that live back here, but I want to take you 3 miles towards Pigeon Forge to the island and show you some video from earlier today. On the island, tourists are enjoying their vacation. It was packed. People were on rides enjoying the waterfall. We spoke to one group who didn't cancel their vacation, but they can't get back to their rental home because of the fire.
Yeah, it did scare me a lot, but it's her birthday. Yeah, it's time to celebrate.
I just couldn't understand how you can just see the smoke and see that it's over 1,000 acres and just go about your day as if it was nothing.
You just heard from Darlene Verito. She survived the 2016 wildfires. This time around, she packed a bag with her valuables, things she can't get back if they're lost, things from her grandmother, a clock, a gift from her friend who passed away 2 years ago. Darlene told me it's been tough the past couple of days. She's had a lot of flashbacks to 2016. Now, back out here live, we were back there for the when the evacuation started. The wind has really kicked up, Todd Howell. We have seen this road closed sign fall over about 3 or 4 times since we've been out here these last 2 hours.
Yeah, absolutely, Vinay. Very good job with your coverage there. The winds have been breezy and gusty. You know, looking back, comparing that 2016 to this year, 2022, there were certainly some similarities, including hurricane force wind gusts, the wildfire spread rapidly, the down power lines. Big differences, though, the location, population density. You know what? The people that were impacted the most, tourists in 2016, where do I go? What do I do? Locals, the containment efforts much better this year. Certainly a lot was learned, and obviously a big difference in 2016. We had the major drought that we were in, whereas this year, it's just been dry the last week. It's really been just short term. So the lessons learned, better ways to communicate, improve response to efforts, certainly with both officials and people affected. And every fire is unique and need to handle each situation a little bit differently, but much better from chaotic 2016 to much more orderly in 2022. Kudos to everybody involved helping to contain and protect us from the fires there. All right, so right now in current conditions, this is a current live view from our Gatlinburg camera. We do have a pretty sky with partly cloudy conditions across the region. That's what we're seeing right now from our Gatlinburg camera. Let's take you to our Sevierville Parkway camera in Sevierville and looking south toward Pigeon Forge. Still seeing a little bit of that haze and smoke. Now again, it's not like it's night and day. We got some rain, not a lot. The winds have relaxed a little bit, but it's still breezy and gusty, so there's still some work to do, so to speak. In Market Square in downtown Knoxville, meanwhile, here's what we're looking at. We've got a pretty sunny sky, and there's a look at those winds. Still gusty right now. Some good news, the winds will gradually relax this evening and not be quite as breezy, but it will be much cooler for our Friday. All right, John Becker, I'll send it back out to you.
Todd, appreciate it. What a great job wrapping up the comparisons to 2016. I talked to a firefighter who worked this fire yesterday, and he said they learned a lot in 2016. That effort really helped them in this one, and we saw all hands on deck and have throughout the firefight today. A lot of you are reaching out wondering how you can help. Here are a couple of ways. Text Smokies to this number, 865-637-1010. That is one way to help out. We also have donation pages at our website, WBIR.com, that include the Mountain Tough organization. They have restarted that we saw in 2016, and several other donation options that are on your screen that include new clothing, baby items, you name it. You'll find a lot more of that online at WBIR.com. Our coverage of this wildfire continues tonight at 11, and also with some upcoming video that you have to see. We take you inside the firefight last night. It is incredible video making the rounds on social media. Robin, as you know from covering those 2016 wildfires, people have a lot of worries, and one of them is, when will we be able to see what is left? That is still an unanswered question here tonight. We'll send it back to you for now.
Hopefully they will get that answer sooner rather than later. All right, John, thank you very much. Two other